video. So welcome guys to this video. We're going to be talking about a very exceptional artist that has been trending lately. In fact, in the past few weeks, I've been hearing so many videos everywhere about this guy. But I wanted to play the song a little bit to see if you can recognize the song or you can identify it. So, have you guys heard of this song?
Treating me I'm a devil for my death. Treating me I'm a devil for the sunset. Treating me I'm a devil for my death. Treating me I'm a devil for the sunset.
So many artists have been asking me, they've sent a lot of DMs to me, like how do people get into the Apple Music chart? Because if you look at the chart as of today, you can see that he's actually on the top 10 charts. And when you look at all the charts that has been, all the songs that are on the charts in the Apple Music top 100 charts as of today, you can see that he is the only new guy. You can see Charlie Poppy there, you can see some of the big guys there, but he's the only new guy that is in the charts. And if I remember clearly, when he dropped the song, many artists were like, oh wow, this guy just dropped the song and he gets into the charts in a couple of days, you know. So I had to do this video to break it down how people get into the Apple Music top charts. And the reason why I'm picking this guy is because it's a new entry. So I'm not going to use a Burna Boy, I'm not going to use a Whiskey, I'm not going to use any of the big guys already, because they have a little bit of edge because they have like a big fan base already. But this guy started from the scratch. So one of the things we don't understand about Apple Music charts is Apple Music chart is an algorithmic chart. So it has nothing to do with pitching, it has nothing to do with the distributor you're using, it has nothing to do with any of the guys you know at Apple Music, or even the same strategy works for Spotify and the other digital streaming platform. So let's just get straight to in what makes your song to get into the Apple Music charts. So the number one thing that gets your song into the Apple Music charts is what we call daily streams. But daily streams don't get you into the chart alone without it being consistent. So what it means in layman terms is you need to get a lot of streams daily, consistently over a period of time. And now, when we talk about over a period of time, with some people ask, how long do I need to keep getting these daily streams? But now, let me take you a little step backwards. What it means is that if this person in the number 78 position of the charts is getting 68,000 streams daily, so for you to be able to beat that person, for you to be able to go to maybe number 77 or 76 or 75, you need to get 68,000 daily streams plus. And now, many artists ask, oh, how long do I need to keep getting the streams? So that's where I'm not going to head to. Now, for how long you need to get the streams is quite tentative, because some of the big guys like the Burners, the Whiskey, they can drop a music today and they get into the chart the same day. So what makes your song to get into the charts fast is, number one, is what we call the popularity score. It's called the artist popularity score. So when you have a very low popularity score and there's no way you can be able to check it, there's no public data, this is like in-house stuff. So sometimes some of the best marketers, because I've been doing this for more than 10 years now, and we've promoted so many artists, we've gotten a couple of them on the charts. So what the best of the marketers could do is they can only guess. So there's no actual figure that you can be able to say, oh, I can get you on the chart within the next 3 days or the next 4 days, you know. So the higher your popularity score, the faster that this is convinced that there's so much demand for your music to put it on the chart. So when you have a high popularity score, you can be able to know the streams. When you have a high popularity score, you can be able to get into the chart faster. And that's the reason why you see many artists that do collaborations. You can see that there's an artist that did a song with Zlatan, and the song is number 1 on the Apple Music chart today. The reason why it can climb up so fast, and that's when I talk about collaboration. Collaboration is very key in the music industry. If you do a song with Odumodu Black, you do a song with Burna Boy, you do a song with Rema, you can easily climb into the charts because of their popularity score. Not even about the fan base. I understand that the fan base is there, but without you doing anything, you would get into the charts by default based on the score, because the score don't lie. The score works according to demand. And I'm going to put on the screen right now one of the global popularity score for Apple Music, and you can be able to see where all the artists are. And if we're looking at the global popularity score for Apple Music, which I'm gonna show now. So which I'm gonna show now, we can see that the worldwide Apple Music song chart artist totals since April 2013. This just shows you like the total amount of score over time. You can see that Taylor Swift is at the beginning, Drake is at the beginning. When you scroll down to maybe 200 and something, you would begin to see maybe a couple of our Nigerian guys, which is you can see Rema, you can see Wizkid, you can see Burna Boy. If you scroll down a little bit, you can see a little bit of Davido as well. So you understand that the popularity score helps you get into the chart faster. So that is where collaboration comes into the picture. But let's assume that you don't have a collaboration. Let's assume that you don't have a collaboration. You want to get into the chart by yourself. That means it will take you a longer time to convince the algorithm that there's a demand. And those time can actually take from 24 hours to actually 6 weeks. So sometimes when you're doing it right as an artist, it might take a while. It might take a while of keep getting that 50,000 streams, 40,000 streams. And note that consistent daily stream average to weekly streams too. Then monthly streams. But it all starts with the daily one. So you need to understand this before you go into doing anything related to Apple Music charting. And now, another thing that also affects your ability to chart is the location where the streams are coming from. Location of the streams. So, another thing that helps the algorithm to determine whether it's going to put you on the chart or not is number one, it's called location 2. So location of the artist and location of the listeners. So if the artist is based in Nigeria and the listeners is based in Nigeria, it's most likely the person is going to get into the chart. If the artist is based in the UK and the listeners is in the UK, it's most likely the artist is going to get into the chart. But now, most times, the listeners prevails over the artist. So that's the reason why you can be able to see Ashake charting in Ghana, charting in Tanzania, charting in South Africa, because he has a lot of listeners in those countries that is giving him daily streams. So let's say, for example, an artist like Wizkid getting into the charts in Ghana, in Tanzania, in Uganda, in South Africa, in Nigeria. And let's say the person that is in the number one was getting 200,000 daily streams in Nigeria. The person in number one in South Africa is getting 150k daily streams. So for Wizkid to be able to chart higher than chart number one in Nigeria and in South Africa, he needs to hit 200,000 daily streams in Nigeria, 150,000 daily streams in South Africa. So totally, this can be part of the 1 million daily streams he gets. And this is what gets a lot of artists to chart. So now, let's not digress. Let's stick to Arike and his beautiful song, Kumi. So we're going to go straight into how do we get this daily streams, because that's the big question. Many artists ask this question like, okay, yes, I hear you loud and clear, Kevin. I want to know how to be able to get this daily streams. So one of the things I'm going to say about daily streams is that daily streams comes from a lot of feeders. And I'm going to break down these feeders for you. So let's say the chart is here. We're just going to put the Apple Music chart. The two feeders of the charts, number one is daily streams and I'm going to put it question mark. We're going to get there. So now we're going to stick to the daily streams. So the feeders for daily streams is number one. We're going to start with in-app organic streams. Now, when we talk about in-app organic streams, we're focusing on streams that comes from the app itself. Streams that come from the apps itself are most likely coming from ads, which I'm going to take that on because it's not really effective as people think it is. So anybody who's saying you're going to run Spotify ads, Apple Music ads, sorry, Apple Music don't even have ads. So I was thinking from a Spotify perspective. But if we're looking at in-app streams, we're talking about three major places that gives the in-app streams, which is number one, we're talking about. So let's just adjust this again and take it up a notch. So just bear with me while we change that. So I'm just going to start here, charts, so that it can be able to take the entire funnel. Daily streams. Then we're going to do in-app streams. And we should also note that this daily streams has to be organic. It has to be real. It should not be botted in any way unless you want to have issues with Apple Music. Now, so one of the things that feed these in-app streams is editorial playlist, algorithmic playlists, and user-generated playlists. So editorial playlists are the playlists that is created by Apple Music itself, which are like Afrobeat hits, Niger hits, Alti hits. You know, there are lots of those kind of playlists. They are owned by Apple Music themselves. And one of the ways you can be able to get on those playlists is pitching. And those playlists are managed by curators. So we're going to say curators. Now, the algorithmic playlist is like the chill mix, recommended for you, the new music daily, and the rest of them. These are the playlists that comes up on the home section of your Apple Music when you go to your Apple Music, even inclusive of the radio playlist, and it's controlled by AI. And this one is focused on your own taste. So if you listen to more of Omalay's kind of music, you're most likely going to be getting people like Arike being pushed to you. If you listen to more of maybe Sheiva's music, you will get a lot of Zeri DL or Charlie Poppy sent to you because you understand that the listeners are almost kind of similar. The user-generated playlist is handled by individuals like you and I. So I'll just put you and I here because we have our own playlist, a Sound Disruptor, and I'm sure that many other people out there have very decent playlists. So this for clarity purpose, this is one of the major feeders for charting. Now, we're going to go into another feeder for daily streams, which we're going to call social media. Now, how does social media contribute to daily streams? Social media contributes to daily streams through session stats, so session start means people see your link on Facebook, on Instagram, on Snapchat, wherever social media platform you're using, and click on it and go to your spot and go to your Apple Music, and they listen to your song. So now, what do we do to get people to come from your social media? We need to do two major things, which is number one, you need to run ads. And the best kind of ads to run is to run ads where you can be able to track how many people is coming here. Then another of the feeders for social media is called organic content. So organic content are like the regular content that you do every single day on your post, on your Instagram, that you're not, even whether you boost it, whether you don't boost it. Now, there is a huge misconception that, spend a lot of money on ads and all. The difference between ads and organic content is trust. People already trust your content. People already like you. If you're posting regularly on social media and you already build a fan base, people are more inclined to click on your link and go to whatever link you tell them. That's why you see when Davido drops a link and say, oh, link in bio, or here's a new song, dropping today, people are most likely going to go click on the link than coming from ads from random accounts. So that is one of the ways this gives you daily streams. So it feeds into the daily streams here that you're getting on Apple Music. Now, another of the feeder, which is very, very important and also quite tricky for many people, because a lot of people have always been asking this question, how does this also impact it? It's called Shazam. So a few years ago, or many years ago rather, Apple Music acquired Shazam and they kind of integrated their system together. So what does Shazam have? But first of all, before we talk about how Shazam triggered the chart, we'll talk about what are the feeders of Shazam, which we already know that one of the feeders for Shazam is influencers. Running an influencer campaign. And now your influencer campaign kind of links to your organic content, because while you're creating your content, the influencers are also creating, so they link together. Then another of the feeders for Shazam is radio. Radio is a very good and big feeder for Shazam, because many times people listen to radios. There are millions of people that still listen to radio, especially in the remote areas and in some cities, especially like Lagos. Many people listen to radio. And I imagine I'm on traffic and I'm listening to some song and the next song comes up and I'm wondering, who's this guy? I like this song. That's really nice. Okay, let me just Shazam the song. And the person Shazams the song. This is Shazam. This is the radio feeding Shazam with a lot of, triggers, a lot of messages and all. Then there's so many other things that trigger Shazam. I'm just trying to summarize them. Another thing that triggers the Shazam is called DJs, clubs, live performance. So DJs, if you're in the club chilling and you're hearing some sounds and an unknown sound just come up, a new song just come up, and everybody's vibing to it, the next thing people begin to Shazam it. You've seen so many artists when they go to shows in different countries, they perform their songs, and you see that people begin to Shazam it more in that area. Is because it feeds Shazam. So now, how does Shazam feed off Apple Music algorithm, or how does Shazam feed off the charts to be able to get you on the Apple Music top 100? Let's call it Apple Music top 100. So this video is very technical. You need to be able to sit with your marketing guys to understand it. But if you understand a little bit of marketing, this is very easy to do. It's very easy to do. And if you watch this video so far and you really like what you're seeing and you're confirming these things, I'd like you to click on the subscribe button. It's going to pop up on the screen right now. So click on the subscribe button and subscribe to this channel, because many more videos like that are going to be coming up. So while we wait, subscribe on the channel right away. And remember to share to your friends, send it out to your friends that are artists that are looking for ways to be able to get their song on Apple Music. I feel like this is one of the most discussed topics in the body of the music industry, especially in Nigeria. Many people are wondering, why is this guy getting into this chart? It's not like as if his song is so sweet, or it's not like as if anything is so special about what he's doing, but they are feeding the algorithm with this information. So now back to what we're saying, how does Shazam trigger the chart? What Shazam does is that when you Shazam a song, it doesn't count as streams, but Shazam saves it on your Apple Music profile or Apple Music library as a song or as an album, and you can be able to find it in your Shazam song playlist on your Apple Music. But that is not enough. What it does, what Shazam does for your song is it triggers the Apple Music algorithm. This is the algorithm here. And what does the algorithm look for? The algorithm is looking for demand. And once the algorithm gets that demand, it feeds up. This is how Shazam gives you streams. If you keep Shazamming your song, or people keep Shazamming your song, the algorithm begins to tell Apple Music that there is a demand for this music from certain users like this. And what Apple Music is going to do now is that it's going to come back here and start feeding it to more people here to give you in-app stream. So the algorithm here also triggers in this place, and that is the way Shazam gets you streams. But it doesn't only get you streams alone, it creates that demand for your music from the Apple Music algorithm, and that algorithm also impacts into the charts, because this algorithm also watches for social signals. That's what they call social signals. And social signals is where your links is live on social media. So if you have people sharing your link on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, or any other platform, your link is live. So it's sending a signal back to Apple Music that there's a demand for this music because a lot of people are sharing it on social media, and Shazam also does the same thing because it helps the algorithm to request for a demand. And that's one of the secrets many artists do. What they do is they go on social, before they release their song, let's say their song is dropping in 2 weeks, they release their song on TikTok today and they start pushing it. They drop their songs on radio 1 month before the release date. They start pushing it. They start performing the song. They start getting a lot of DJs to vibe to the song. Even a snippet of it is registered because all songs are tracked by what we call ISRC codes or UPC. So if your song is already having this code and it's already in the digital streaming platforms indexed to come out on a certain day, the Shazam will not be able to pick it. But once the song drops, it now syncs together on the release day, and the algorithmic playlist begin to see that people have been looking for this song for a very, very long time, but they couldn't find it. Now it's out. Then it begins to push it here to people. So while we're talking about the major feeders for the Apple Music charts, we're talking about in-app streams and social media. But if for me, I'm just gonna say from my experience, majority of the energy that comes to this, with no disrespect to Shazam and influencer marketing and all these things, majority of the streams comes from here. Majority of the streams come from here. So if I'm gonna prioritize, here, number 1. I'm going to prioritize here, number 2, and I'm going to prioritize here, number 3. But they are all important. They are all very, very important. And if you do this and you're now beginning to clock in your XYZ amount of streams daily over a period of time, with of course, in view of the popularity score of the artist that is featured on that content, you will begin to get triggered to get into the Apple Music chart. And this explains it in the most technical and easy a simple way to understand it. So if you're still following up until this moment, I believe that you're already subscribed. But if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe and share with your friends. There are many more technical videos coming like this. What is my goal? My goal is to be able to educate artists on how algorithms work, how the marketing channels work, how systems work. Because if you understand these things, you can be able to do better when it comes to marketing. And no PR guy can just come from anywhere and start telling you, oh, do this. And this works with any chart. Spotify, Audiomack, Boomplay, just replace what you're seeing here with what works except for Shazam, because Shazam is peculiar to Apple Music. But this also works in any country. So if you're trying to get into the Apple Music chart in Ghana, in Tanzania, in South Africa, this works exactly as it shows. So this is the algorithm broken down. And the reason why I'm explaining these things, because this is how we've been able to help a lot of artists get into the chart. And for many people who ask this question about, getting into the charts, how do I get into the charts? Is it expensive? You can see how expensive it is, because you need to know how many influencers you need to pay or you need to collaborate with to be able to get a lot of Shazam going for you. How many radios you need to get on board, how many DJs you need to get on board, how many clubs you need to get on board, how much word of content you need to post to be able to push these feeders, how much word of ads you have to push to get these feeders, how much editorial playlist, algorithmic playlist, and user-generated playlist. But in the beginning stage, what you need to get done is to get as many user-generated playlists as possible. If you get this, you get this, and you get this, which is very, very important, you begin to win trust because of this, and you begin to get more support on this for your song, and also the ability to pitch again to get on the editorial playlist. So that is the reason why some songs, when they drop, they don't get into editorial playlists. And they don't even get algorithmic playlists pushing it. So they begin to push it, so they begin to get so much push going on for the song, and slowly you now begin to figure out that they're now winning over the algorithm to get this done. And once the algorithm signals this a lot, and the social signals are also coming in, because the social signals is very important for this demand, the editorial playlists, the editorial curators, playlist curators begin to pick your songs. So it's very important as an artist to make sure that all these things are done the right way. So going back to Arike's song, when he dropped his music, if you notice, when you go to Apple Music, you'll figure out that it has a lot of user generated playlists that carry the song. But in the beginning, the strategy that they used more of this and they used more of this. Then when they got the number 2 and they got the number 3 right, this began to happen naturally. So as an artist looking to try as much as you can to get into the Apple Music top charts, all you need to do is to make sure that you have a very good influencer marketing campaign. You have like radio promo going on for yourself, have like live appearance going on for yourself, have a lot of organic content. At least you're shooting 30 to 40 pieces of content, because the influencers are not just going to be creating content for you, posting for you, and you're not doing anything. You need to have a lot of ads going on. I need to make sure that the user generated playlist, you have a lot of them going on for yourself. And once you do that, you're not going to have any issues moving forward. And I hope that this explains how these guys get into the Apple Music top chart. So stay tuned. In the next video, I'm going to be breaking down Arike's promo strategy and put you through. So thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. So don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to hit the like button and share this video to so many artists that are struggling, that are having this self-doubt belief like, oh, maybe something is wrong with me, maybe something is going wrong with my career. There is nothing going on in your career, because if there's nothing going wrong with your career, you're just not playing your part with the DSPs. If you play your part very well, I'm sure you're going to get good results. So don't forget to subscribe. Click the link to subscribe right now, and you're going to be getting more videos like this from me. See you in the next video.